babysitting her grandson. And Jack is 4? 5. He's 5. They were using these as telephones. Now, this is for some kind of a ball tossing game, but they were using them as telephones. My daughter, who is 20, when she was 2, someone gave her a play school iron. And it was clear plastic, and it had a yellow handle, and it had the little balls in it for Christmas. Well, I don't iron. So she took that thing out, she unwrapped it, and she shook it like this. And she looked at me, and she looked at her father, and she looked at her grandmother, and she shook it some more, and we didn't do anything. We just kind of were watching. And so she goes, vroom, 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 vroom. She played that it was a car. She'd not seen an iron. She had no, what we call a phenomenology of an iron. And so she turned this into a car. And the rest of that day, she was running around, vroom, 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 driving this iron as a car. Did we stop her? Absolutely not. Did I tell her it's for this horrible manual labor that I don't like to do? No, I don't want her. If she doesn't ever have to learn about that, that's fine. And with fabrics today, we can kind of shake stuff out. I do other kinds of housework though, and vacuuming is one of those things that I did teach her how, and I got her a little vacuum and she did watch me vacuum. So, I mean, there are other things, and it's a matter of people's priorities. But when you think about pretend and children, giving them simple objects, not elaborate objects, but simple objects that they can use to use their imaginations. Giving them a perfectly anatomically correct doll or a baby model of a computer is much less effective than giving them a shoebox that you've put some little dots on that they could pretend is a computer, or giving them a block and picking it up and going, hello, hello. Let me show you one of my favorite phones. It's a piece of 3/4 inch PVC with 2 90-degree elbows. You can cut it with a piece of, it's 4 inches, not 6 inches. You can cut it with a piece of little hacksaw, or you can have them cut it for you. I'm going to pass this around because it has fascinating, unique properties. It is a perfect toy for play. And when you talk into it, you get what's called a dynamic feedback loop. You hear your own voice without the noise around you. It's an amazing thing when kids hear their own voice for the very first time. I started making these about 20 years ago when I was working with young children that had trouble creating sounds. And there's something called phonological awareness, which is a precursor to kids' ability to read and decode words. So I was working with a group of young children that were not able to do this. And so I created this and I said, hello. I didn't have to say this is a phone. Hello, how are you? Oh yeah. Having a conversation just like they would see their mom do. Or their dad, and I had them use this, and then I realized they didn't want to give it back because they were talking and they were hearing their voice. It's fascinating. I think it cost me about 40 cents for these pieces here, and because a lot of what I'm going to talk to you today about is about you don't need fancy and expensive toys. The best toys can come from the things we have at home. So I'm going to start this over here. I only have one today, but I'm going to let you try it, talk. The nice thing about this also is you can take this apart and throw it in the dishwasher if it lands, if it gets dirty, if somebody's got a cold. And so try it out, talk to yourself, just say hello, and you'll feel a little weird because we're all watching.